monde, j'espère que vous allez très bien aujourd'hui. Le voilà, nous allons parler du futur simple. The simple future, which is why I tried to make this as simple as possible on our lead-in slide. So what do you know? You've already learned how to formulate the futur proche by using aller and the infinitive, such as je vais manger. However, it's like any language, I think. Well, maybe not any language, but ones that are closer to English. There are two future tenses. So the close future is le futur proche, which is above, and the futur, like the future, that is a little bit further out, is the futur simple. One thing to note is that in speech, you will find that people will mix these up, or typically they just use the futur proche unless they really are speaking of a long time out. So it's fairly common to hear the je vais and then whatever it is, as opposed to the actual simple future. All right, le futur proche is formed with aller and the infinitive like we just saw, such as je vais manger, il va parler français, nous allons prendre le dessert. And this is really pretty intuitive. I would think that even if I didn't tell you this, that you could easily figure this out on your own without even thinking much about it, which is why we're not spending any time on it. So it's a tense that indicates something is going to happen soon. So for instance, if I'm about to get up and go have lunch, I would say je vais manger or je vais me lever pour manger, something like that. So you can see it's an immediate thing. Oh, ce soir, je vais à l'université, so tonight I'm going to do this, although a lot of people will tell you that it should be the futur simple in that case. So again, you're going to just see a preference for using aller and the infinitive in any kind of speech, okay? So the equivalent is I'm going to do something as opposed to I will do something. So le futur simple is a little bit different because you're adding endings to the infinitive. So there is only one verb, and it's the equivalent of saying I will do something instead of I'm going to do something. Okay, so here is our graph. The formulation is super easy. Everybody loves the future tense simply because all you have to know are the endings, which if you haven't noticed are pretty much the verb avoir. Okay, so and you have parler, you add the AI. Again, if you were to put the first three up against the pronoun, the subject pronoun, you'd have the verb avoir, and then the other ones are just the ending of the verb avoir. So it's really pretty simple to remember. So je and then parler becomes je parlerai, tu finiras, il rendra. It's worth noting that the E drops off of the RE verb in the future tense. That's pretty intuitive because once you were to write it with the R and then EA, you would see that's very strange. So just remember that the E does drop off with the RE. Nous attendrons, vous danserez, and elles choisiront. There are some differences in pronunciation with the new, especially the vous form, like you don't say danser, danserai, you say danserai. So the E there, because the E in French is silent unless there is an accent on it, you swallow that E and it becomes Dansrez in the pronunciation, even though the E is there. Other phonetic reasons for why it's there. But vous danserez, so you kind of swallow that E up as opposed to hearing danser and then the A again, okay? So je parlerai, tu finiras, il rendra, nous attendrons, vous danserez, elles choisiront. Okay, those I's never go away. You'll always hear those I's pronounced. All right, so that's as easy as it gets, or difficult perhaps. We do have some stem changers and we have some irregulars to consider. So some stem changers, when you're dealing with stem changers, I should say, Remember that a stem changer is something that changes in the stem when you go to conjugate the verb. Okay, so appeler is spelled Apppeler. Okay, so you add an extra L in the stem. So I'll give you another video on stem changers in the information so that you can connect with that just in case you need a refresher or perhaps you're seeing it for the first time. In any event, whatever changes in the present tense in the stem is also going to make that change in the future, but it's going to make that change for every one of the forms. So if you look to the left in the chart or the graph at the left, you have j'appelle, tu appelles, il appelle, ils appellent. That's the boot, remember? That you have the je, tu, il, and il forms. That's your boot. And the nous and the vous is outside of the boot. And you can see nous appelons, vous appelez. You can see in the present tense there is not that additional L. However, in the future, there is that additional L for all of the forms because whatever changes in the stem and the present tense is going to change for all of the forms in the future tense. J'appellerai, tu appelleras, ils appellera, nous appellerons. Notice that I'm swallowing that E right where you see the ER. I'm swallowing it. You don't hear it. Vous appellerez, ils appelleront. Okay, so it's a small thing, but it is there and got to touch on it. Accent movers do the same thing. So again, if you have j'achète, tu achètes, elle achète, elles achètent, you have that in the boot for the present tense on the left. But you have nous achetons, vous achetez on the right, obviously, or outside of the boot, I should say. But because the stem changes in the present tense, you're going to keep that stem change in the future tense. Okay, so j'achèterai, tu achèteras, elle achètera, nous achèterons, vous achèterez, elles achèteront. Look, this is a phonetic issue here because if you were to remove the E on the nous and vous form, then you would have two silent E's back to back, which means you would have to try and pronounce ACHTR. Okay? Stron, I don't know, it'd be kind of a strange word. So we have to have a break somewhere in there. And that break is that E with the accent. Okay? So you have achèteront. Now you don't hear that ER, you don't hear the E in front of the ER, but you do hear the one in front of it. That's why you have the accent that changes. It is a phonetic reason, okay? So you're going to, again, if you have the change in the stem in the future, or excuse me, in the present, it's going to keep that change in all of the forms. All right, here's your final stem change example. This is just a spelling difference with the YER verbs, and again, those are all in one presentation that I've created, and I'm going to put it in the information so that you can have access to it. But j'emploie, tu emploies, il emploie. Okay, it's no difference in the pronunciation. It's just that the Y goes to an I in all of the forms in the future tense because it goes to an I in the boot form in the present tense. Don't feel too overwhelmed. It will make more sense as you go along. The most difficult part of the future tense is simply memorizing the irregular stems. You do have a list of irregulars. The good thing about this is when you go to do the conditional will do exactly what the future tense does, just with different endings. And all of these irregular stems are exactly the same. So aller goes to ir, courir to court, devoir to devre, faire, faire, pronounced the same, different spelling, mourir, mour, pleuvoir, pleuvre, pouvoir, pour, savoir, sort, venir, viendre, voir, vers, vouloir, voudre, avoir, or, and être, ser. All right, these are all very, very common ones. Perhaps pleuvoir is less than the other ones. Mourir, you probably don't say that every day, but the other ones are very, very common. So I do encourage you to take some time and memorize those stems. And we will give you, I will give you some other options for looking at how to really get those ingrained into your mind. Okay, let's do a little pratique. Ils, and you would say if it were present, ils vont à la plage. 1, 2, 3. Ils iront à la plage. Notice you have that z sound, the liaison between the S and the I. Ils iront à la plage. Je danse au concert. And the future tense would be 1, 2 et 3. Je danserai au concert. Again, you just swallow that E there. Je danserai, not je danserai. Yes, there are sometimes when people emphasize that mute E, but in speaking, you will hear je danserai. That is the correct way of saying. Well, both of them are correct, but that is for emphasis. If you say je danserai au concert, you're really emphasizing it for whatever reason. Nous faisons du camping. 1, 2, 3. Nous ferons du camping. Tu rends le livre bientôt. 1, 2 et 3. Tu rendras le livre bientôt. R-E-N-D-R-A. Elle choisit sa propre toilette. That is not toilet. It's like the old terms that we would use. So that's everything that relates to your bathroom in terms of makeup and, perfume and whatever else. Elle choisira sa propre toilette. Vous devez acheter des légumes. 1, 2 et 3. Vous devrez acheter des légumes. Ok, c'est la fin de cet épisode. À la prochaine. Au revoir.